Welcome in, everybody, to Chattin' Celts as the Celtics take a Game 2 victory in the NBA Finals. Two more games, Brendan, to go. Celtics win tonight by a final score of 105-98. That was a back-and-forth, teeter-totter game. That kept you on the edge of your seats, no question about it. And the Celtics did not have their greatest night whatsoever, at least shooting wise for some players. But you know what? It doesn't matter because the Celtics win as a team, as a unit, as we've talked about from before. We're here to break down Game 2, talk about our thoughts and our opinions, and preview also Game 3, which will be on Wednesday night at 8:30. Brendan, welcome in. Let's go over tonight's game. How you feeling?
Nick, it was really back and forth. I'd say the most underrated play of the game was the Peyton Pritchard 3 at the end of the third quarter. They go up 9 instead of 6. It would have been a 2-point game instead of a 5-point game. And they can balance with it a little bit in the fourth quarter. That was a huge shot, which not a lot of people realize. That was really nailed. That was a nail biter shot, big shot. But they, as a team, they looked good. The Jays struggled, I'll be honest. Derek White, though, phenomenal. Holiday, phenomenal.
Yeah, the biggest thing here when that Pritchard shot went in for the buzzer beater was the fact that the Celtics were shooting so poorly from the three-point area. I mean, nothing was going in for them. For a Celtics team that has been so dominant to start games traditionally with splashing the threes and getting out to a nice, comfortable lead and everything, that did not happen tonight. The Celtics had to claw their way into coming back, number one, against the Mavs, but also trying to figure out who had the hot hand for shooting and everything tonight. It was not Tatum by any means. It was True Holliday, who finished with a game high for the Celtics with 26 points tonight in their victory. What I saw tonight from this Celtics team continues to echo my statements that I've talked about before with you and Pat, is the whole team mentality and how underrated some players truly have been for this team and such a difference maker. Tonight for me was True Holliday and Derek White. Those two guys right there are the true definition of what it takes to be a team and to be a champion. You remove those two players right now from this roster, we would have deja vu all over again with the Celtics on probably a heartbreaking loss or not pulling their way through with getting to that spot to get a victory. Tonight, you saw the defense, the athleticism, the smarts, the tenacity together for a whole unit take over and get you this victory where you very well could have and probably should have not won this game tonight if it was the Celtics of old. I'm just going to be real with you here on this.
Nick, definitely. And the biggest story of this series so far really is Kyrie Irving being invisible in the first two games. 16 points tonight. I'm just going to say this. He doesn't show up the way he has if he's not going up against the best defensive backcourt in the NBA, which is True Holliday and Derek White. Those guys have clamps. They're both all defense, and they're both thrilling defenders against other guards. They eat them alive like piranhas. Like, they just eat these point guards up. And Kyrie Irving couldn't get it going. And I wonder why. He had to face True Holliday, who is playing his way into finals MVP. This guy has been phenomenal. He put up 26 points tonight. He's shooting the ball phenomenally. He's playing clutch plays on defense, setting up for that Jaylen Brown SWAT block. And then the Derek White had a huge block that saved the game for them at the tail end of this game. Derek White, True Holliday, the best defensive backcourt in basketball. I called it on day one when they made the trade for Holiday. I knew that was going to be a filthy combination.
What a colossal mistake that was made by Giannis. What a colossal mistake in believing in not believing in True Holiday. Just I know we're good. We don't need him. This is really exciting time right now if you're a Celtics fan or a fan of any team in Boston, because I mean, just in my personal opinion and everything, what you're seeing here from this team is just very special. It is. It's very special. And from somebody who hates the selfishness of some players in the NBA with having to have the spotlight and have to, like a LeBron, has to have the ball all the time, has to be the superstar, has to do everything. You do. You have 6 starters between Al Horford, Porzingis, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. You can balance that out so well. And no, Jason Tatum did not have a great shooting night, but let's give him credit here. Assists, passing, he set things up tonight to get the ball to his teammates and help them get those buckets in when needed. There were some turnovers and everything with it, but Jason Tatum's biggest thing to me here tonight was being great with just the assist. I think that was great, at least to see something out of nothing from Tatum.
No, yeah, he needs to work on the shooting. Like he had another bad shooting night. He needs to, right the wrong here in game 3. I think he'll have a big night. But they are doubling him. Like they have a lot of attention on him. They want to keep him out of the game, but he is using that attention to make great passes. He's been a phenomenal passer all playoffs. He's locked in. And he's setting up teammates to make open shots. Jaylen Brown's been capitalizing on that attention. He's scoring the ball very well. But it's up to those other guys when that stuff happens. JT needs to lock in, though. He needs to make those shots when he's open in game 3.
So just going over some of the statistics from here tonight, obviously it was not very pretty for the Celtics whatsoever from just how they scored and everything. But again, because they're so deep with their depth and everything, they were still able to get it done. Just looking at Jaylen Brown's numbers that came in, he did finish the night at a -3. However, he did have 3 steals on the night. He did have 21 points on the night. The biggest thing again was just hitting the threes. He was 1 for 5 from distance. Jason Tatum, he had 18 points. He did finish with a +6. The assist was big for him. That was a 12. And he also had 9 rebounds to also chip in. But again, he was just 1 for 7. He made the big shot when he needed. No doubt about it, especially in the fourth quarter. That was big. Al Horford was just 1 for 3. He was the guy that actually got the Celtics out of their rut that they were in and was the first one to drill a 3 on the night. He finished with 5 points with a +1. Again, 7 rebounds, big numbers for him. Derek White, he was in my eyes, silent superstar tonight. 4 for 10 from 3. He finished with 18 points with a +8 as well. Looking at Holiday's numbers, again, we talked about that quite a bit. Just his field goal percentage, 78.6%, Brendan. That's nuts.
Oh, yeah.
11 rebounds, 3 assists. He had a steal as well to chip in, finished with a +6, and again at 26 points. Porzingis, last but not least, we just want to share his numbers real quick with you. He actually was shooting 57.1% from the field, which is not bad. He didn't shoot any threes on the night. He finished with 12 points, and he was +12 on the evening. Those are the numbers checking in from stuff. Then, of course, you had Sam Hauser with just a basket. He had a terrible night in my eyes. And you had Peyton Pritchard with the big 3 from Lucky Land at center court.
Yeah, timely 3 from Pritchard. I think one of the biggest stories of the series as well, we talked about Irving earlier. I think Luka Doncic, his conditioning, his body. This is a guy that reminds me a lot of James Harden from when Harden was playing the Warriors back in the day with Chris Paul. It's Doncic and Irving now. And this is a guy that really doesn't seem to be quite in shape. His body keeps getting injured. And if the Celtics can pressure him the way they do defensively with guys like Holiday, with guys like Brown, they'll make him work. They'll make him work a lot, and he will fall off in the fourth quarter.
Can I ask you something, Brendan, about Luka?
Yeah.
It's been bothering me here a little bit. What is the love affair that the NBA has with him? I'm just watching from a neutral party. I've not watched many Dallas Mavericks games, again, from everything. I get the talent. I understand that. And I know he has definitely some skill. I'm not going to deny that here. But I am kind of questioned at how much love there is from the NBA on Luka. I look at a guy just from outside. I look at him as probably not in the best of shape. Yes, he's huge, and yes, he's big, and he can shoot and everything from it. But I don't see a two-way player here. I looked at the Celtics exploiting him, especially after he would get his baskets. He finished with, great numbers offensively. But getting back on defense, that's where the Celtics were able, in my eyes, to be able to steal this victory away because he's not as skilled on the defensive level. I don't know if you agree on that take or whatnot. And then maybe there were some other people that wanted to chime in on this. But just from a neutral party aside, from watching what we've saw, I'm not taking away the shooting skill from that. Great. But the Celtics, with their smarts and their, again, athleticism and everything, what they do on the defensive front of the game, I think they were able to get and exploit him, especially getting back and everything with how banged up he is with his knee, and steal this victory here in a way. They can allow Luka to shoot 30 plus points in a game because his secondary scoring is abysmal.
No, Nick, and this is, I don't want to draw it too much to the Rockets and the Warriors from back in the day, but I mean, they couldn't hide James Harden on defense. The Golden State Warriors could space the floor better than anybody. So you couldn't hide James Harden on defense. This is the same thing where they are attacking Luka Doncic between all the matchups. They're spacing the floor. Luka Doncic has been a liability on defense. And you can't hide him. You cannot hide him because the Celtics are going to find him and they're going to exploit him and they're going to try to make him work and run him into the ground because the guy gets too tired and his body can't keep up with it. This is one of those storylines where you got True Holliday as the kryptonite to Kyrie Irving right now, and then you got Jaylen Brown as the kryptonite to Luka Doncic. Like, these guys really don't stand a chance. It's rock versus scissors. They are in a tough spot. Yes, like they are really in a tough spot. I think Luka Doncic will learn a lot after a defeat in 2 games. I think he will learn a lot, and he will learn to condition his body for NBA playoff basketball.
So you're calling
the Celtics will humble him.
You're calling a sweep.
I'm changing the prediction. I think it's Celtics in 4. I know I have Game 3 as the one that they lose in a 5-game series. I know that was my original prediction, but for some reason I'm feeling it right now. I know they had a tough one today, but it's like Game 1 against the Pacers. This was Dallas's best chance to take a game, and they couldn't do it. And the Celtics aren't going to shoot like that again. I have Celtics in 4. They're going to shoot better in game 3.
I don't know if I gave my prediction or not from it, but I will tell you in all honesty, I was coming in with the sweep. That's how good I felt about this team. And that's why I've been able to enjoy every minute of this. And I'm not a traditional big basketball guy. It's never been my big thing. But what I gravitate towards with teams, especially here in Boston, are the ones that play as a team, as a unit, as a whole contribution of efforts. I think that's why I like so much the 2004 Red Sox, all those Patriots teams with how balanced what they are with no I in team mentality. Of course, 2018 with the Red Sox too. I mean, that was so balanced from everything. And who can forget your 2013 team that had pretty much no business winning a World Series, and they did. It's just, that's what I grew up into. And I think that is why I've enjoyed this team so much. And you can definitely follow along with this team and like them just from afar from everything too. So again, Luka had big points and everything for the Mavericks and everything. His box score, just so we know, he had 41 minutes on the night. He had 32 points. His shooting was just crazy in that first half. The first half was nuts for him. He had 11 rebounds, 11 assists. He did finish with the triple-double and everything. He did finish, though, at a -13 tonight, which was pretty crazy. Kyrie finished again the night, -3, 16 points. Just not good enough. If he's going to be the 1-2 right there for the Mavs, no chance. No chance the Mavs going to have with this series with that. So, Let's go with our stud. Who was our Face the Facts, Bay State Sports star of the game? Who is it? This might be a tough one.
Yeah, I mean it's close. I mean the Pritchard shot is really underrated, but I gotta go Holiday. I think Holiday was the voice of peace, as Kyrie said. He was the voice of reason as well. Steady pace. He takes quality shots. Nothing garbage out of him. It's all quality out of True Holiday, and he plays great defense. He does it all. I think he's the best player they've gotten. It's phenomenal. He's such a great player. It's crazy. An upgrade over Marcus Smart, hands down.
Oh, way better. I don't miss Mark. I'm great guy from what he did and everything, but this is just it's no comparison. No comparison.
Oh, yeah.
This might be the first time where we actually don't have a difference of opinion on this. I'm Drew Holiday as well. The guy is just a champion. You're seeing so much poise, been there, done that kind of attitude, and leading by example. When I was watching the game and everything, I kept saying, I just want him with the ball. Just give him the ball, because I see a guy that wants it, thrives on the spotlight, thrives under pressure and everything, knows his role, knows his expectation. And I think one of the sexiest things he does with the ball is when he's under the basket and he's just so quick with his hands and he's just able to figure out how to get it in, whether it's from behind or from the side. It's so crisp and awesome.
No,
and
yeah.
In the defense, you just chime in the defense with everything too. It's just, he's the total team player. He did an interview at the end of the game and everything too. And again, he echoes the same thing that so many players have said. Yeah, we won a game. We haven't finished yet. We're not done. The eye on the prize. They know their role. They know the expectation. They know what they got to get. And I don't think they're going to celebrate until, well, I know they won't, but they won't celebrate until they get the trophy and they get the championship. Who's in the doghouse tonight? Oh, before we do that, there was another one little thing I wanted to mention about spotlight of the game. And the spotlight of the game I also need to give to so many people's favorite. You may hate him. I don't. I think he's great for what he does to Boston and everything. Dave Portnoy. Why would I mention Dave Portnoy?
What? Portnoy?
Sports. Why would I mention Portnoy? Because he was so creative and everything with his lovely Roger Goodell clown shirt that he made a Kyrie clown shirt as well, sitting right at the court, right so Kyrie could see it. Job well done. Job well done, Dave. Kudos to you.
I didn't even notice that.
It was good, especially at the end of the game. He was like, Kyrie, and then Kyrie chirped back something at him. I'm interested to hear what he had to say, but
definitely
very clever from that and all too. Let's go to the doghouse. Not that there were that many things to put in there, but let's talk about that. Might be a little difference of opinion here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, there's a few candidates you could look at. I mean, they had an ugly game, I'll be honest. Like, it wasn't the best game. But bleeding green here, I'm leaning towards ESPN. I got Tim Bontemps, who has Mavericks in 7. That team, this was their best shot to win a game. The Celtics had their worst shooting night they've had in the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, they come out with a victory here. There was at least 6 different ESPN hosts that took the Mavericks in 7 out of like 10 hosts. There's like 6 out of 10 have Mavericks. Maybe 7. And I just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, are you looking at the matchups? You're paid the big bucks to watch the NBA, and you have no idea what you're talking about. I think the Celtics have this in 4. So that's how I feel about it.
You and I are going to actually agree. We're going to agree on some level with this, but in the doghouse tonight is ABC.
Okay. The
product that you put out for an NBA Finals with your commentary, I thought the commentary tonight was disgusting and biased and awful. I thought Mike Breen at the end of the game with the obvious push from Brown, that was clean. And also Doris Burke wanting to drool all over Kyrie. Oh, he's such a great player. He's going to do his thing.
Brutal.
That was disgusting tonight, and I have absolutely zero respect or any will to watch that disgusting pre and post game studio crew that they have. I call them the boob squad, because they have no brain cells in their mind. The Stephen A. Smiths, the Michael Wilbon, bunch of hack jobs, because they hate Boston. So why would I, as a Boston person, want to give them any ounce of respect and listen to what those motor mouths have to say? I also think ABC, because they're so money hungry with everything, with their commercial breaks, and you hardly get any views and any takes on anything. There were a couple instances in this game, especially coming back at the last 30 seconds. They almost legitimately didn't even come back after commercial on time and lost the end of the game.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. You know, like I like
It's all
how we
about the
agree.
money, and ABC just I thoroughly actually enjoy it. TNT's crew. I know TNT's not going to be anymore after the stupid whole money thing that's going on with rights for broadcasts and everything, but the TNT crew, from just, if you're not listening to the NBC Sports Boston, or your traditional Nesson crew for any of the other games that you have, this is bottom of the barrel, and I'm calling you out, ABC, because it's awful. You need to call a game as is. Call it neutral.
Definitely. Definitely.
Just
you call them the boob squad. They are the B team. Like I have Shaq and Chuck as the A squad, the A team over there, and then you look at ABC, and it's a bunch of crud,
bunch of hack jobs. That's what they are, bunch of hacks.
And I know NBC Sports Boston, they're supposed to be like a little more lively and all that, and that's why you come to us for the unbiased stuff. But there's a line, and ABC is definitely on the other side, and it's painful.
Yeah, it's very clear. ESPN, ABC, they don't want anything to do with the Celtics. If you hear anything on their opinion, it's very rare to actually have somebody who actually is taking the Celtics in this series. Yeah. It's just they hate us because they ain't us. We'll leave it at that.
Definitely.
We'll leave it at that. So game 3, excuse me, jumping the head, can't get there. Game 3. I'm really excited for that trophy.
Looking forward.
Game 3 will move to Dallas, Texas for Wednesday night. Again, we have a few days off because you have the Stanley Cup. That's also on ABC too. So I hope you make all your money, ABC. I hope you do. Bunch of frauds. And that will be 8:30. So make sure you get plenty of sleep, folks, because it could be another late one. So that's the outlook that we have here. Once again, your final score tonight was the Celtics taking game 2, 105-98. 2 more wins. 2
more to go.
We hope everybody had a great weekend. We will see you for game 3. Have a great one, everybody.